Welcome to another video by justlawsolicitors.com. My name is John Towell, Director of Legal, and by now you know Belen, property lawyer.
Hello.
Hi, Belen.
Hello.
Now, one of the questions we get asked is, can I buy a property in Spain if I am not in Spain?
You can.
You can.
We can do the whole process for you without you even having been in Spain once.
And what's the magic document called?
Power of attorney.
Power of attorney. So, and how do people get a power of attorney?
You can get it signed in your own country. You go to a public notary in your country. You bring the draft that we would have provided by then. We provide the draft power of attorney in Word, in double column, Spanish and English. The client brings the power of attorney to a public notary in his country.
Like US or Canada or any country?
Whatever, yes. Yeah. You bring the power of attorney as long as the country is in the Hague Convention, because you will need an apostille.
Right.
The apostille is the document that, well, let's say that gives validity to the international document to be used here in Spain.
Right.
So you go to the notary, you sign the power of attorney, you get your passports notarized as well, both documents with the apostille. You send that to us by courier, and with that we can do the whole process on your behalf.
Right. So that would be useful for people who've never been to Spain and never seen the property. I mean, that's a matter for you. It's legal, but personally, I don't think I would do that. But it's perfectly legal if you want to buy a property sight unseen and watch our other videos. Belen does all the due diligence to make sure, the property exists, there's no debts, etc., etc. But it would also be useful for, say, I've seen a few properties, I've gone home to think about it, and then I make my decision, and then I say to you, okay, he's the power of attorney. Working from home, so there's the dog, the just law dog. And then basically what you would do is you go to the notary without the client.
Yes, exactly.
And
we complete on the client's behalf. We can do all of the process. So the power of attorney is always used for us to get the NIE number, to open the Spanish bank account, which are services included in our fees for the purchase. But also, if the client cannot come or the client doesn't want to come, we go to the notary on the client's behalf.
There you go. Real videos, people. We don't edit anything out. There's the just law dog. And then what would happen to the power of attorney after you've been to the notary and you've signed for the property?
The client just have to go to a notary and revoke it. I have to say, most of our clients, they decide to leave it as it is, because maybe in the future they want to buy another thing. And the power of attorney doesn't just have clauses related to the purchase. So, for example, with the power of attorney, we can open but also close accounts. So most of our clients, they decide to leave the power of attorney just in case in the future they want to get their digital certificate, or they want us to close their account.
Yeah, you might find a better bank account you want to open.
Or you want to close,
Or you might get a loan or something. You could do that with
We can also do that with the power of attorney. Yeah.
So there's various reasons. But of course, it's up to you. After the property's been purchased, you can cancel the power of attorney, or you can keep going with the power of attorney. So the answer is yes, you can buy a property if you're not in Spain.
It is important for people to know that we are not entitled, according to the rules of the Bar Association. We can only act with the power of attorney according to the client's instructions in written. Right. So some clients, for example, tell us, how do I know that you are not going to use this power of attorney to buy another house? And it's like, well, I'm not going around Spain buying houses. I would buy it for myself.
Yeah.
But no, in any case, we cannot proceed with the power of attorney without the client's instructions in written. Right. These are the rules of the Bar Association. Otherwise, we could be expelled out of it. We don't want that.
No. So, there you go. There's the dog again. So just before the dog shuts up, if you've got any queries about power of attorney, get in touch with Belen at contact@justlawsolicitors.com. Thanks for listening to that.
In any case, there are some things that we cannot do with the power of attorney.
Oh, okay.
We are asked sometimes, can you sign the will for me with the power of attorney? No, we cannot.
Okay.
I can provide you the draft. I don't need the power of attorney for that. I can provide you a draft will in double column Spanish and English, but I cannot go to a notary and sign the will on your behalf. I cannot make your own statement for a court case, for example, with the power of attorney. We can represent you as lawyers with the power of attorney, but we cannot, give a statement as if we were the client.
Right.
So there are some things that we cannot do, even though we have the power of attorney.
But get in touch with Belen, and she'll be able to explain to you what can and cannot be done with the power of attorney. So if you need one, we can do it. If you're outside of Spain, or if you're thinking, well, I'm going to need one in the future, just pop into the Fuengirola office where Belen is and sign the document there, and that'll be a little bit quicker, wouldn't it?
Yes, it is normally quick. So like 30 minutes at the notary.
There you go. Okay, well, the dog stopped now, but as always, contact at justlawsolicitors.com, and it's a dog-free office, isn't it?
It is.
There you go. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.